ladies, gents, everybody join along with me here. So we're going to be doing some typing stuff today. What we're going to be working on today is essentially your ability to do math in Python. This is really helpful, as you're going to find out, especially when we get into Boolean functions, where we're looking for like truth values, when we're looking to compare variables to one another. It's really super helpful. So yeah, a background in algebra is going to be super helpful here. And one of the most important things of all, guys, and from talking to Mr. Bui, sometimes this can be a problem for people, but the order of operations, the order that things calculate. For example, Python assumes, for the for the most part, the order of operations that we are supposed to follow as humans, even though we don't always follow those, right? So Python is going to multiply numbers and divide numbers before it adds and subtracts numbers, okay? Unless we specify other words using parentheses, just as we would if we were actually doing algebra, okay? But what we really need to do today is go ahead and get in some of the basic math operators, okay? So in the case of Python, what we mean by operators would be things like your plus, minus, division, square root, square, things like that, okay? Those are the operators. The tokens or the symbol we use, for the most part, are the same ones we would use in math class, but because of the limited nature of the keyboard here, or ASCII characters, we don't always have everything available to us, okay? So we have to use some other symbols on occasion. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're actually going to start out. I want you guys working with a number that you input yourself. So we're just going to make some unknown value in this case. We're going to assign it to n, okay? So if we were doing algebra, we typically use x and y, and n is very commonly used in computer languages and in science as just n represents a number, right? So like whatever our sample size was, the sample size would be n. It doesn't really matter, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to request an input, and I want this to be an integer. So I'm going to use that int conversion function here right out of the gate, okay? I want whatever the person types in. If they type in 45.78729, I just want that to be 45, right? So that's what I'm asking here. I'm not using a float in this case. And then guys, can we cut it on the papers as quickly as possible here? Thank you. We're going to go ahead and input something, and we are just going to ask the user to select a number for variable n. And that's what we're going to do. I'll put a little space in there to make it look nice. And make sure, because we are using the integer and the input, that we finish that off with 2 parentheses to close it off. If you guys are doing this and you hit enter and it automatically tabs that thing over, it's probably because it thinks you're not done. So for example, if I take that extra parentheses away and I hit enter, notice how it tabs it over? It thinks I'm not done because my syntax is incorrect at this point. So I'm going to make sure I go back. I'm going to close that parentheses so I've got that, okay? Now, for the sake of looking at our shell and being able to just sort of keep everything straight, we're going to put another print function in here. And we are going to put in quotes, you selected the number n equals, and I'm going to end my quotes there. Okay, so that's my string that's going to print out. You selected the number n equals, and now I'm going to put a comma in there, and I'm just going to type the letter n so that my program will actually print out whatever number I input in there, just to sort of keep it fresh in our brains, right? Okay, now if I run that, I can go ahead and do that. It's going to say select a number for variable n. I'm going to type in 37.23, and I'm going to hit enter, and it's going to say, oh, I got a problem. What is it? What was my problem, guys? It is, but it shouldn't be a problem because I'm converting it into a integer. I don't know. Let's try it. Let's run it again and see if I just type in 32. Okay, now it gives me 32, so I've got a problem in here somewhere, right? And I thought I converted it into an integer. Let's just try. What happens if I write float in here? I'm gonna run it again. That's good. Having problems. We're gonna troubleshoot this. Okay. 33. That works okay. Int should work. Let's try it now. Still a problem. Invalid literal for integer with base 10. Huh. All right. Honestly, guys, I don't know why. That really should work, but maybe not. Maybe I need to do this. I'm running into a problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. All right. And then I'm going to try this. Say n equals integer n. See if this works. All right. All right, see if it works. 33.2. Still doesn't work, right?